Okay, so we have talked to the experts and we have an action plan of sorts to get us all focused on ourselves. First things first, make your doctor's visits a priority. Go ahead and schedule them today. Get on the phone, make those calls, and when you do, ask them for a reminder call after you put everything on your calendar. You also need to take a good look at your diet. Eat foods that are rich in vitamins. You might want to try to cut down on processed foods, sugary treats, and sodas. Also, get some exercise. It builds your immune system and releases endorphins. And endorphins are natural mood elevators. Also, get a good night's sleep. As Dr. Waters just said, sleep is key to repairing your body, especially for a stressed out Ma system. Take some time out to do something just for you. It can be anything from reading a magazine to talking on the phone to a friend. It can really help you feel more balanced. And try to share the load so you don't feel overwhelmed and stressed out. The idea here is to feel in control of your life, and that will help you take better care of yourself and your family. We have more on this action plan for you on our website. Just go to fox10tv.com. Now, along the way with being a mom, you know that it's very difficult trying to navigate the world of babies and toddlers, even teenagers. It is a tough job. So, Tabitha Olzinski is the owner and director of the Watermelon Patch, and she's also a licensed clinical social worker. She specializes in child development, and she is back this morning to answer some questions that you have sent in. Good morning, Tabitha.
Good morning, Sarah.
Thank you so much for being here again.
Well, thanks.
And we have a question that came in from our viewer. It came in from SLL initials out of Mobile, and the question focuses on development and testing a child's development. The question basically goes, is there a test that I or someone else can do to assess my child's overall development? So let's start with that. How can you test your child's development? What do you do?
Well, that's really a good question because it means that people are starting to pay attention to the development of their child. Basically, first of all, your pediatrician should be paying attention to that. All those well baby checkup visits, they're not just, giving the shots. They are also checking their development, too, to make sure they're on track. Also, there's another program in town that's called Early Intervention, which is for ages 0 to 3. And if for some reason you feel that your child is delayed, you can call them and start working with them. Online, one of my favorite sites is babycenter.com. And you can actually sign your child up, put your birthday in, and they will send you a weekly reminder of what your child should be doing and also things to encourage them to go on to those next steps. So that's a great online resource.
You know, the Baby Center website is something that I did as well. You plug in your child's birth date, and they really do send you emails on saying, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and then even, 4 years or whatever.
Exactly.
It keeps on going.
Yes, it goes up to age 7, I think. So.
And why is it important that we know where our child is developmentally? There may be some delays, there may not, but why do we need to focus on this and know this?
Well, they say, 0 to 3 is a very important time in a child's life. And if you don't catch it then, it can continue on and get worse. And then it's harder to catch up after that point. So you really need to catch it earlier. And then they almost can catch up and be, mainstreamed in school, because obviously once you get into school, you could also have a lot more issues you're going to have to work with if you haven't caught it early. And
the delays, the development we're talking about, it can be anything from like speech to physical. What are we talking about when we talk about assessing a child's development? That's a big area, right?
It is, and usually from 0 to 5, birth to 5 years old, you're going to be working on all your developmental areas with walking, talking, and stuff like that. After age 5, it's going to be more behavioral issues like attention deficit and things like that. So before age 5, you're working on catching them up with speech and walking, and then afterwards, that's when you might see some developmental issues. So it's kind of divided at that age 5 time frame.
Some very important things to be thinking about. And when you get to school, there are teachers in schools that focus on this as well.
That's correct. Yeah, after early intervention, which stops at age 3, the school system will take over and they can do some testing as well and help you if you need a speech therapist or something like that, help that child get that as well.
All right, Tabitha, thank you so much. And a great question that was sent in to us as well.
Wonderful.
If you have any questions you would like for Tabitha to focus on, just drop me an email at sarah.wall@fox10tv.com. And Tabitha, thank you so much. Now, each week we want to share a little something from you, what makes you smile, some advice maybe. This morning, Jessica Harris has some tips that work for her. Jessica is a mom of 2, and she emailed that she has learned that you can't do everything in one day. Do what you can when you can. You have to work around your children's schedule. Don't stress out over the little things. If you can't do the laundry in one day, Do it when you can. Thank you so much, Jessica. That is a great way to look at things and great advice. If you have a special bit of advice or some thoughts to share with the rest of us, we would love to hear from you. Just email me at sarah.wall@fox10tv.com. Next week, we continue our Monday Morning Mom series. We're going to take a look at how to get it all done, which is one of the harder things. In the meantime, again, I'd love to hear from you, so please drop me an email.